Hello, and welcome back to Tarot by Lodestone Productions, where we help you discover your true north. I am a DT, and this is a reading for whenever this message reaches you, because Spirit is not bound to our time and space continuum, and so the only time by which we tell time is divine time. Dig what I'm saying? All right, so let's go ahead and check our spiritual voicemail and see what is what. So, face the fear and do it anyway. Face the discomfort and do it anyway. Push past the I don't want to and just do it. That was the theme today. And I had to push past a whole lot of I don't want to do's and jump through a bunch of hoops Prince of Swords, and jump through a bunch of hoops today. I did. And you know, when I actually reached the end of my day, I was not exhausted as I thought I was going to be. I really did think I was going to be. Okay, Prince of Swords and or Knight of Swords. The hacker, as it is depicted in this deck. Okay, so a lot of the times when I'm bringing up the Knight of Swords, I'm talking about cutting through a lot of information quickly, right? But one of the things that I don't focus on with the Knight of Swords is the attention to detail that he actually pays to what is left over. It's almost like he is hyper fixated on what remains after he is done slicing and dicing and julienning things all around him. Because there is a distant target. Oh, there is a distant target. And in order for the Knight of Swords, the Prince of Swords, to reach this distant target, they have to cut through a lot of rigmarole quickly and not pay a whole lot of attention to what is going on in their feet, because they are looking way ahead and are hyper fixated on this distant target. Four of Swords. I asked you, Huey. I asked you. I told you when I started reading. My cat. Ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so Four of Swords, resting, peace. This is listed as a truce and or a ceasefire. This is the cleaning up after trashing the room. No, this is not the cleaning up after trashing the room. This would be the nap after emotional exhaustion. That is the Four of Swords. That is the rest. So perhaps there is a prize that you have been focused on for a long time and have developed this tunnel vision that you may need to take a step back from, may chance. And we've got strength coming up. Taking a step back to find some inner calm, some inner peace here. See that? Some inner calm. Yeah, I could definitely see that. Let's see what else we've got. 7 of Wands. Eight of Wands. And 6 of Cups. Let's move everybody up here so that everyone can be seen. Okay. How's that looking? Everybody present and accounted for? Yes. Okay, good. All right, so 7 of Wands, 8 of Wands, and 6 of Pentacles. Come at me, bro. The 7 of Wands, sometimes it's, you know, defending on all sides, you know, but then there's the emotion behind that, just the sheer audacity behind that, and the vigor that comes with it. It's almost like the adrenaline rush and the feelings of being invincible. Ready to take on anyone and anything, anytime, anywhere. Come at me, bro. Like, even looking at the artwork here, these are, you know, people having a protest, and they feel very passionately about the 7 of Wands, as it is on everyone's sign. There's almost like a thickness of emotion. I don't know if, yeah, there's like a thickness of emotion associated with this, because you have to, when you are defending yourself on all sides and you have your head on a swivel and you are in the midst of a battle, the adrenaline and the bravado can almost cause like a fog or a haze, you know? And sometimes you need that when you are in the throes. You feel me? And then we've got the 8 of Wands. Swiftness. This is messages coming in on the air. I heard a rumor. They say you got a broken heart. I heard. You've got mail. Bird on a wire. There's something coming in that is of great importance for you. Emails, telephone calls, text messages. There are signs here for you. So looking for them and being able to interpret them when they present themselves. And then we have the 6 of Pentacles, which is depicted as success here. Like when we look at the Six of Pentacles, you know, we talk about being able to have enough to give. Having enough to give. Like it's almost like I've never been called to, there we go. I've never been called to look at the recipient of the Six of Pentacles before. My eye has been focused on the pentacles and on the person doing the giving, but never really on the people receiving the gifts and where they are. Yes, you've been in a position where you have had to rely on the goodwill of others. In that, remember that you don't have to always just give things away for the sake of giving things away because you know what it's like to be without. Sometimes people have to work through and walk through their karma. Wow. Wow. Okay. Continuing on. Nine of Swords. The Tower. The Moon. Yeah. The Universe. Jeez. The Knight of Wands or King of Wands. And the Devil. Oh. That escalated quickly. I mean, quickly. All right. Okay. We were talking about bravado just a little bit ago with the Valor, right? Seven of Wands. Okay. So, and then the message is that you may not be, even though you're wanting to give, you may not be giving. You're wondering if you're doing it right with the Nine of Swords. And there's this, I'm hearing expectation of mastery. There's an expectation of mastery. The thing is, the bar that you have set for yourself is not accurate. And because it's not accurate, it has to come down with the Tower. See, the nine of Swords is it's beating yourself up and regurgitating the lies that someone else told you about you. Yeah. And the time has come for that type of behavior to come to a screeching halt. But with the Moon, it's all you've ever really known, right? There's this strange thought that other people should be, anyone outside of yourself is a subject matter expert on you. Now, I understand that it's important and vital that we learn new things, right? We learn new things, absolutely. But new does not always equate better. New does not necessarily mean that it's going to work for you. And I'm willing to bet you a shiny red apple that there are a lot of us who have taken new information and applied it to ourselves when there was no reason for that. And because there was no reason for that, this information doesn't fit. And then the information doesn't fit, and the first thing we do is blame ourselves for the information not fitting, not taking into account that it was not for us to begin with the Moon card. The Moon is going to let you know what you need to know, when you need to know it, and nothing else on the outside of that. That's it. And if you look closely in this card, one of the things that I really love about this particular illustration is that the longer you look at it, the more that you see. Even now, I'm looking at it upside down because I want the cards to face you all. And I am just now noticing the arches. And I've had this deck for years. Just now noticing the arches in the sewer. Like, I've seen the wolf and I've seen the alligator, you know, but in, you know, of course, naturally the crescent moon and then the broken ladder. Oh God, it's just the thought that the artist put into these cards is just astounding. Anyway, so back to it. You only know what you know when you need to know it. And as you're coming through this, you'll see with the universe that you come out of this muck and this mire and you start stepping into the stairway and you start to see the palm leaves and the celebration because you have come out of this energy. This allowing other people to know more about you than yourself. You're coming away from that and you're stepping into your own power with the Knight of Wands or King of Wands in this deck. This sheer confidence in your abilities to do anything is a welcome reprieve from where you once were, because at one point you were literally broken dolling yourself. So it's really good to see that you're coming up and out of that and recognizing with the Devil card that you're not bound to anything. You thought you were. But then you realize that these shackles are literally just chalk drawings on a filthy bathroom wall. Go figure. And once you recognize how much freedom you actually have, Two of Pentacles, and things start changing. There's this, things start changing. You start chipping away at these old parts of you at a more frequent, in more frequent intervals. Because this tower and this moon and this universe here, that was a really, really big step. Huge. It's like waking up one morning and getting, I don't know, an email saying that, hey, all of your monthly obligations are covered. You don't owe anyone anything. All of your debt is wiped clean. All of it. Yes, you're going to be walking around smelling yourself. Absolutely. Because very few of us here on this planet, very few of us know the freedom of being debt free. It's like a goal. It's a true adult goal. But up here with the Two of Pentacles, you start making those necessary changes because you have been released from something that has been holding you down and holding you back. Nine of Swords for a really long time. justice. Absolutely. Spirit has stepped in and said, okay, enough. Spirit has stepped in and said, this burden you no longer need to carry. I'm going to remove it. You've built up all the muscles that you were going to build up from this challenge. And I'm really proud of you. Good job. Let me go ahead and get this off you. And let me give you a burden that you actually want to carry in the form of long-term wealth. Come on, Spirit. Do the damn thing. Yeah. And when we're talking wealth, I'm talking long money. I'm talking long money. I'm talking commas on commas on commas that outlive you. Yeah. Now that this debt-free thing is a reality, let's start building up the pile. Now that you don't have to worry about filling in a hole. Come on, Spirit. Ace of Swords, that's the truth. Like when the Ace of Swords comes out, it's kind of like Spirit saying, yeah. Yeah. It's also a brand new idea. It's also clarity of thought. But you know, when it's coming out like this and we're having this kind of chat, yeah, that's definitely like Spirit saying, love it. Oh, look. And then we've got the Eight of Pentacles right behind it. This work that you're doing, keep doing it. Yes, you've been blessed here as a result of this change that you're making. Keep going. Yes, there we go. Keep going. Keep doing the work. Keep working on your efficiency with doing the work. Keep building that consistency with doing this change. You want it to be second nature? Keep working. Keep going. And then we've got the Hermit here. You've been thinking about this for a long time. You've been pondering this for a minute. And it's like when you go in and make changes, you are like spring cleaning yourself. And I think that's amazing because there's very few people have the clarity to be able to say, hey, look, let me stop finding out what's wrong with other people and figure out what's going on with me. You know? And this Hermit does just that. The Hermit pulls himself away from society at large and spends time with the inner man. Spends time with the inner man, spending time with the outer man. Back in the darkness. Back in the darkness. Only seeing what you need to see. Only seeing what you need to see. Okay, I'm with you, Spirit. Yep. And then we've got the Ten of Swords, aka Ruin. Now, this is coming to the end of all of that mental anguish. And that mental anguish has been in... We just had to kind of learn to live with it, thinking that this was just our way of life. This is just how it's going to be. And actually, how it's going to be is you being much stronger at the end of this process. much, much stronger. It hurt like a dickens to get here. Yup, it did. It hurt bad, okay? But just like with these sit-ups on this balance ball, that ain't easy. It's gonna hurt. Your stomach is gonna hurt. Your sides are gonna hurt because you are tearing away old muscle that has not been used to being moved or worked, and you're creating stronger muscles, stronger, and a stronger mind frame, because you're going to need it where you're headed. Come on, Knight of Pentacles. Every time, it doesn't matter what deck it is, Knight of Pentacles is gonna show up. Show up. Yeah. Knight of Pentacles. I kind of feel bad for talking so much shit about you before, because like, if the Knight of Pentacles is nothing else, the Knight of Pentacles is consistent, okay? So this newfound mental strength, you're going to need it for when the Knight of Pentacles shows up. Because when the Knight shows up, it's either an ass kicking or a parade. What you think it's gonna be? I'm voting parade, star. Because after all of this hurt, this deep, deep hurt, and a lot of this hurt it stems from all of the waiting, because the waiting in relative silence, especially for someone like me, yeah, the spiral happens real quick. I mean, real quick. And then the star comes in and adds some soothing to that. You know, nurtures those wounds, gives you that divine feminine energy to be able to relax, slow down, feel what you need to feel, recognize where the medicine is being applied. Come on, Spirit, recognize where the medicine is being applied and lean into that. Five of Wands. There's a struggle here. There's a struggle in believing that the star is here. It's a struggle in believing that the Knight of Pentacles is already shown up, because there's still residuals of the pain of the Ten of Swords. You're not really leaning into the lessons and the strength yet. Like, you're still reeling from the pain. So yes, the medicine is coming in and making things better, but let's talk about medicine for a minute. It doesn't always taste good. It certainly doesn't always feel good. Sometimes it seems like it's adding to whatever is wrong with the body before to fix it. But what's happening is that the healing is pushing the, not discomfort, imbalance. The healing is pushing the imbalance and adjusting it. And because the imbalance was so used to being askew, that when healing is presented, the initial reaction is to resist it. Eight of Cups. Eight of Cups. It's to resist it and to turn one's back to it. Because it's messing up the status quo. This star is messing up the status quo. We're supposed to suffer. No, we're not. Well, we've put all this energy into this way of doing things, so we're just going to stick with it. No, you're not. You know what happens when you leave the Eight of Cups? You go towards the Ten of Cups. And if the Ten of Cups wasn't fabulous enough in and of itself, you still have to cross through the Nine. But in order to get there, my people, you must have the courage to walk away from things that you have invented a lot of time, space, and energy towards, when it is no longer returning that time, space, and energy in kind. Last step. Six of Wands. You are definitely moving in the right direction. Don't give up. Don't give up. Keep pushing. Even though you want to lay down, just lay down in traffic and ball up in a knot. Keep going. There is a major reward here waiting for us that we are completely unaware of. I mean, major reward. Okay? It's one foot in front of the other. Stay connected, stay tied in with spirit. You will not go wrong. Absolutely. Okay. Thank you for taking the time to hang out with me today. And remember, until we meet again, to be good to yourselves and to each other. And I will see you next time. Bye now.